guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'll be ranking every top one in Geometry Dash. Now you might not consider all of these as top ones. These are just the ones which I think are top ones. Some of these were moved under their difficulty they are now, like Sir Coop in Hell is no longer considered harder than Phobos. Future Demon is now an insane demon, and Cataclysm is an extreme demon, so that level's no longer harder. And Tartarus is considered harder than Golden. Same with a few more levels. But anyway, let's just get into the video. And before I start, I'm just going to say Amethyst and Thinking Space 2 recently got verified, and they may be top one, they may not be, but I just put them in anyway, because why not? So, the first one on this list is Demon Park by M2 Cole, I think it is. So, this level is mainly going to be on the gameplay because the decoration ain't that good, since it's not even what I'd say it's about 1.3, maybe 1.2, and the gameplay is alright. So this is actually the first ever demon, if you didn't know, so I'm gonna put it in pretty average overall. And before I continue, all of these levels are demons. There are no non-demons on this list, and the rest they're constantly getting harder, of course. So the next one is To the Grave. This level I don't like as much as Demon Park. I still do like it. I'm going to put it in either kind of bad or pretty average overall. I think it's pretty similar, so maybe in pretty average overall. Ice Cavern Diablo X. Kind of bad. Straight up kind of bad. Now, this level might be in straight up disappointment, but there can only be one in best of them all and straight up disappointment, and the best of them all will be in pretty good level or kind of bad, and I'll be moving them up or down depending on which one it is at the end of the video. So anyway, Ice Carbon Diablo X. Why I don't like this level, it's obvious. It's literally an insane demon. It's obviously an extreme demon. I do personally think it's harder than Cataclysm, but I guess, yeah, some players don't. The level overall, its jumps are insane. It's got really tight ship gameplay. The decoration's kind of bad. That's the name of the tier it's in as well. So I don't think I like the level that much, and I don't think it deserves to be over kind of bad. You never know, it might be a straight up disappointment. If it is though, it would be quite close to kind of bad, since I don't think it's that bad. There might be a level which is worse than that. So anyway, the next one is Cataclysm. This is a really famous one, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm either gonna put it in a low, pretty average overall, or a high kind of bad. I'm going to put it in a high kind of bad, so I'm going to move it in front of Ice Carbon Diablo X since it's better, and that's because of its unbalancedness. It's like really unbalanced. Like, there's some really easy parts and some really hard parts. It's either really easy or really hard, and I really don't like it. I mean, all of these I actually have no skill enough to do them. But Cataclysm, even though I do not have any skill at all to get anywhere in it, I know it's just bad looking at it. Anyway, Future Demonness. Now, I don't know this level that well. From what I've seen, it's pretty good. So I might put it in a pretty good level, or maybe a low pretty good level, or a high pretty average overall. And I think I'm going to put it in a high pretty average overall, because I've never really actually played the level. I have played it like not for long since I'm not that good at geometry there. I've seen it and it looks kind of fun, so I think it'll be a pretty good level. So I'm going to put it in pretty average overall. If it wasn't that, it would be quite a pretty good level tier. So I think it's a high, pretty average overall tier. Anyway, Bloodbath. This is a straight up pretty good level. I think that's a tier it deserves to go in. I love Bloodbath, and I think its decoration is really good for its time. The music's really good. Well, so is Cataclysm, just that level's really unbalanced. I think the gameplay is really good if I played it. It's really nice to watch. I think the levels is going to be really good when I do have the skill to beat it. But for now, I think it's a good level. Phobos. I have nothing to say that's good about this level. This might be the straight up disappointment, I don't know. But I just hate it so much, like I do with Ice Calm, Diablo X and Cataclysm. I think Cataclysm is better than both of them though. But, I mean, there's just something about it that is so horrible. The gameplay is just horrible. There's a lot of bugs. It's really unbalanced. The decoration, it just shows the creators have no idea what they were doing. It was literally a mega collab and it had no plan. What's wrong with the level? Anyway, let's just move on to Secret in Hell. This might be a surprising one. You would expect me to put it in kinda bad, but guess what? It's going in pretty average overall. Secret in Hell it's got some really bad wave choke points, and the wave choke points aren't that fun to play. I'm assuming if I actually did them, because they're really hard and really tight, especially the first one, and the other two are pretty much the same thing but really fast and annoying. And there's also this annoying jewel which is also really annoying. The one part I don't like about the wave though is that they're a lot harder than a jewel. There's only one of the jewels and it's a lot shorter than any of the wave parts. But with the waves, it looks like it can get really consistent. Because if you have a look at Wolves, a player who used to play, I don't know if he still plays or not, he actually got really consistent with the waves when he was trying to beat it. So I'm going to put it in a low, pretty average overall. I think that's a good placement for it. Artificial Ascent. Let's say it's Dethroning Bloodbath. Wait, ahead. I wanted to head there. Because I love Artificial Ascent. It's one of my favourite extreme demons. It might come in as the best on this list. I don't know unless I find a better one. But overall, I do really like the level. And I think it's a really cool level and deserves to exist. Cybernetic Crescent, another level in the series, is a good level. Digital Descent, I'm not a big fan of. I do like it and think it's alright, but I still don't think it's that good. I don't think it's worse than the trilogy. But anyway, it's only Artificial Ascent on this list, because those two are never top ones as far as I know. Yata-Garasu. I'm going to put this level in... It's going ahead of Bloodbath, I think. Now, I think this level's a pretty good level. I don't think it's bad at all. The gameplay looks really fun. There's this one memory part which I bet gets really consistent, because I've seen how consistent it gets, and it's also really early on in the level, so it'll be fine. So basically, and I think it just fits. It's the ship skill, and it was actually the first official extreme demon for all that I know, because so back in the day they just used to be demons, not extreme demons, but since this level was quite new at the time the extreme demon difficulty came out, it instantly became an extreme demon, and I think this level's really good. Erebus. Now you would expect me to put this in kind of bad, but I'm not going to lie, I think Erebus is either going in a low pretty good level or a high pretty average overall. I think it's going to get in the highest pretty average overall, because personally I do like Erebus and I think it's a good level. So looking at it, it looks like very unique. It's quite short, but still the gameplay is quite brutal. But I bet it will get really consistent with loads of practice, and I do want to do it one day when I have the skill to. Sonic Wave, and I'm just going to put it ahead of Sakupa and Hell. Personally, it's the worst in the RGB trilogy. That's the Articuno, Erebus and Sonic Wave, if you didn't know. Red, green, blue. But I still think it's alright. That's why I'm putting it in pretty average overall. It is the second worst in that tier currently, since I do think it is only just better than Sakupa and Hell. Even though it is harder, it will probably really get your wave skill, and I definitely will beat it if I do ever get the skill to. And I think it'll be alright. And yeah, I kind of like the level. Plasma Pulse Final is the next level. I either want to put it in a low pretty average overall or a high kind of bad. I think I'm going to put it in a high kind of bad, because I mean the song isn't the greatest song. The level for its time looked pretty cool, but I do think it is the worst in the trilogy out of the four, I mean. But it is also the hardest, so the gameplay isn't as fun. But I do think it is, looking at it, like they're all close in a certain difficulty, all the first three levels. But the fourth one, Plasma Pulse Final, just seems way harder than the one before Plasma Pulse 3, which I don't like that much about it. I mean, they were made quite a long time ago, and there weren't as many levels back then, so maybe that's why, but still, I just don't, there's something about it which I don't particularly like about Plasma Pulse Final. Bloodlust. Should I put it in a... I'm going to put it after Bloodbath just because it's longer than Bloodbath and harder, making it more fun. But I do actually quite like Bloodlust, and I think it's a really good level. So I think that it is a really good level to go for at the when you get to the skill to do it. But there are some quite inconsistent parts, like the 63% ball click, and also the the swing copter. I don't know why I said UFO there. And I do think it's pretty good overall. Crimson Planet. I really don't like this level. I don't think it's as bad as Phobos, but still I just don't like it for some reason. There's just something about it which isn't good. The wave parts look so brutal and unfun to play. I feel like it's got some brutal timings in it, like Erebus, but the timings are worse since it's a lot harder. The level overall for the deco is pretty bad. I'm not a big fan of the deco, and plus the hell theme was pretty overused at the time, so I'm not saying hell levels then were bad, just that it didn't even have good gameplay, so it made it a worse hell level. And plus this was never actually placed number 1 on the demon list. It was just because it wasn't rated for a while when Bloodlust was top 1. So it was actually harder than Bloodlust, but it wasn't rated for some reason, which I don't think it should have gotten rated, and I don't think it deserved to be a top 1 anyway. Zodiac. This might seem weird, but I don't actually like Zodiac. Now, the song is kind of annoying, going like doom 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 doom. I mean, it's kind of good, but still it's kind of annoying. The gameplay just looks like some parts just look really boring, whilst others look really hard and unfun to play. Like, it's taken some players a really long time to beat, and there's just something about Zodiac which I just don't like. I don't know what it is though. Tartarus. And I'm just going to put it under Erebus. I basically don't have that much to say about this level, so let's move on. The Golden. This is going in pretty good level, maybe just in front of Bloodlust. Well, in fact, no, it's going behind Bloodlust because it not best of them all because it doesn't actually live up to its name. Like, it's called the Golden and it's not even golden. Like, what the hell, bro? And so, yeah, the green is a pretty good looking level, just apart from it's green and not golden when it's actually called the Golden, which I don't like. And plus, it looks pretty hard, but I bet it gets quite consistent. It is quite dark, but this was never actually a true top 1 because it dethroned Tartarus as the new top 1, but then Tartarus was considered harder again. Slaughterhouse. I'm not going to lie, but I don't actually really like Slaughterhouse. There's just something about it. Maybe it's, yeah, probably worse than Cataclysm. So let's move on. There's just something about Slaughterhouse. So Coupon Circles. What? There's just... No, I just don't get the point why you would nerf a level. Now, yes, make it look better so it would get rated, but nerfing it just to make it easier so it can become top 1. When it would still be top 1 nowadays, even if it wasn't, even compared to the current top 1, it's just ridiculous. I don't get it, like, why not? This is going to the... maybe about there in pretty average overall. Now I think there's nothing special about Abyss of Darkness that much, really, is there? Acheron. I'm going to put this ahead of Tartarus because it's not that special. It's in the same trilogy as Tartarus. I think it's more special because of how hard it is, and I think it looks better as well. But there's not that much special about it. Emergency. I have rechanged my decisions. Future Demoness is now better than Tartarus. Anyway, let's just move on now. Avernus is pretty cool level. The fixed hitboxes don't help overall. So it would be either a low pretty good level or a high pretty average overall. Now I'm going to put it in a low pretty good level just because of the fixed hitboxes. Overall the rest of the level is absolutely fire. Tidal Wave. Maybe just below Sonic Wave. I don't have that much issues about this level. Just it's not a top 1 to remember that well. So therefore I don't like it as much as all the other levels. Amethyst. And wait, I've actually got all the trilogy here. I want to put it ahead of Artificial Scent, but I also don't. I'm going to put it behind, 1 point behind, just because of how hard it is. It's only because it's actually harder than Artificial Scent, not making it as fun. But they are completely different levels, so anyway. Let's just move on. Thinking Space 2, the last one on this list. I mean, I'm not announcing the best of them all yet, but I want to put it maybe above Amethyst, just because the song's better and I think the decoration's like really cool. I don't know why, there's just something about Thinking Space 2 which I love, and I don't fully know what it is, but I know there's something good about it. Now we've reached a time where I announce which is best of them all and straight up disappointment. Let's start with straight up disappointment. And you know what it is, guys, it's Phobos. Why am I saying it like that? It's a straight up disappointment. This level sucks. Why does it? Because It's really inconsistent with decoration, gameplay. There's so many bugs. I don't even really like the music that much. It just is a horrible level that don't even deserve to exist at all. A pretty best of them all, should I say. Now, I'm changing my decisions, but the best of them all is actually, I think, Thinking Space 2. You might be surprised by this, but I just love this level. I just think it looks so cool. The song's so good. And I think it deserves to be best of them all. But anyway, this is my list of every top one in Geometry Dash, and I hope you enjoyed. Comment down below what your list would be, if you're willing to put all these levels down. During I was making this video, I thought I've missed out Stalemate Redux, but if you wanted to know, Stalemate Redux would be about maybe here, just above Plasma Pulse Final. So anyway, bye, see you in next video. And since I have no outros, which I'll ask for outros in the comments, please, so give me an outro. I just got to say bye until the next video.